Hello, my name is Karen Allen, and welcome to Adventures in Dolls, the United Federation of Doll Clubs YouTube channel. Today, our program is Casanova and the Ladies. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you're returning, thank you and welcome. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. So you don't miss your next adventure in dolls. Today, Casanova is best known as one of the most famous lovers in history. He became so famous for his often complicated and elaborate affairs with women that his name is now synonymous with womanizer. Many of his exploits would be considered predatory by modern standards, including affairs with the emotionally vulnerable as well as the underaged. He associated with European royalty, popes and cardinals, along with the artistic figures Voltaire, Goethe, and Mozart. But this Venetian was more than a womanizer. He was a scam artist and scofflaw, an alchemist, spy, and church cleric. He wrote plays, satires, fought duels, and escaped from prison more than once. His true occupation was living largely on his quick wits, steely nerves, luck, social charm, and the money given to him in gratitude and by trickery. Born in Venice, he entered the university at age 12 because he was exceptionally smart. Graduating at 17 with a degree in law, he also studied moral philosophy, chemistry, mathematics, and medicine. After graduating, he took up some of the vices that would make him a name brand Europe-wide: gambling and women. Whether it was his wit, his charm, or his style, or maybe just his hair, which he powdered, scented, and curled, they loved him, and Casanova was simply fascinating. When he worked as a church cleric, he got in trouble for gambling debts and went to prison. Upon freedom, he joined the military, which he found boring. So he left the military at age 21 and became a violinist, enjoying the courts of Venice. After running into trouble again, he fled Venice and went on a grand tour of Europe, seducing dozens of women and becoming a Freemason. Belonging to this secret society appealed to his interests in secret rites. When Casanova returned to Venice a few years later, the news of his escapades preceded his arrival. Tawdry affairs with everyone, from married women to nuns to underage virgins, his gambling and association with Freemasonry had caught up with him. So at the ripe old age of 30, he was arrested in Venice for his, quote, public outrages against the holy religion, unquote. Casanova was sentenced to 5 years in prison in the Leads. He lived in this secure prison with 7 cells on the top floor of the east wing of the Doge's palace for 13 months until he and a priest escaped. Fleeing to Paris, Casanova pretended to be an alchemist. He told them he was 300 years old and that he could create diamonds from scratch. He duped many socialites with his occultism, using his excellent memory, which made him appear to have a sorcerer's power of numerology. Count Saint Germain saw through this act and enlisted him as a spy. He reasoned if he could dupe the elite with a straight face, surely he could manage to be a spy. So Casanova traveled Europe, spying and selling lottery schemes to the rich and famous. He was expelled from Warsaw following a pistol duel with a colonel over an Italian actress. Both duelists were wounded, Casanova on his left hand. In 1774, Casanova was finally permitted to return to Venice after 18 years of exile for escaping the Leads. But he was expelled again for writing a vicious satire poking fun at the Venetian nobility. He went to Paris and continued to travel, advising now as a legal assistant. He led the life of a nobleman, dressing magnificently and, as was natural to him, gambling and engaging in amorous pursuit. Casanova's ideal liaison had elements beyond sex, including complicated plots, heroes and villains, and gallant outcomes. In a pattern he often repeated, he would discover an attractive woman in trouble with a brutish or jealous lover. Act 1. He would ameliorate her difficulty. Act 2. She would show her gratitude. He would seduce her. A short, exciting affair would ensue. Act 3. Feeling a loss of ardor or boredom setting in, he would plead his unworthiness and arrange for her marriage or pairing with a worthy man, then exit the scene. Act 4. Despite his many scandals, Casanova was recognized by his contemporaries as an extraordinary person and a man of far-ranging intellect and curiosity. He spent his last years in the Du Chateau, Bohemia, as a librarian in Count Waldstein's household, where in 1789 he also wrote the story of his life. Divided into 12 volumes, his autobiography is regarded as one of the most authentic sources of information about the customs and norms of European social life during the 18th century. Purchased in 2010 for $9.6 million, the original version of Casanova's erotic memoir has achieved the status of a French sacred relic. The memoirs open with, quote, "I begin by declaring to my reader that by everything good or bad that I have done throughout my life, I am sure that I have earned merit or incurred guilt, and that hence I must consider myself a free agent. Despite an excellent moral foundation, the inevitable fruit of the divine principles which were rooted in my heart, I was all my life the victim of my senses. I have delighted in going astray, and I have constantly lived in error, with no other consolation than that of knowing I have erred. My follies are the follies of youth. You will see that I laugh at them, and if you are kind, you will laugh at them with me." Unquote. Fast forward 300 or so years to a love match called The Bachelor. Of course, Casanova is our Bachelor. He has agreed to meet and date eligible single ladies, a first for him, all in a period of 1 week. At the end, he will select the love of his life by presenting her with a red rose. The ladies are all staying at this lovely chateau, and our delightful Miss Lacey Eglantine Greenleaf has volunteered to be our house mistress, in charge of the ladies, their comfort, and safety during their stay. She is pretty strict, as she has already announced there will be no shenanigans under her watch. And now let's meet the participants. Here is our bachelor, the handsome, suave, and debonair Casanova. And let me introduce to you our house mistress, Miss Lacey Greenleaf. Let's meet the ladies. Amelina Amazana, our court maiden. Alarie Beaumont, the Marquesa of Anjou. Giselle Fioretto, Countess. Princess Zobe, eldest daughter of King Caswell-Athene of the Zulu nation. Inez Mirabella Bertuccio of Armand Marseille, scullery maid. Barbier Chastain, the House of Chevrolet. Coletta Cartier, Duchess of 1894 AM. Josephine Corsa of Helena Kish, court jester. Adeline Rousseau, Duchess of Kessner. Lady Juliet Tyler Wentworth, House of Tonner. Oh yes, poor Francesca. She's been disqualified for age requirement. She was too young. Ermelina Jameau, the Marquesa de la Bellavita. Giletta Moulin, nursemaid to Baroness Montpellier. Delia Evreux, Duchess of Brujon. Queen Louise de Armand Marseille, Viscountess of Nemours. Brenda Starr of F&B, vocalist and Madame. Lady Leontine Romer, academic and librarian. Danelle of Danelle and C, Marquesa of Gramont. Sweet Nell of Altbec and Gashalt, Duchess of Richelieu. Nicolette, entertainer at Jean's Moulin Rouge. Mademoiselle Toussaint of Jameau's dog walking service. Lorelei Atalazia, dance instructor. Charlemagne Dupont, Duchess of La Valliere. Rio de Helen Kish, Viscountess Brunroy. Lady Florence Francois Gautier. Christine Facino, sister to Duke of Venador. Galliana Beauvois, Duchess of Jameau. Dorothea Colasso Toulouse, Countess of Toulouse. The widower, Florice Gangalando, formerly the Duchess of Hure. Madame Alexander Alex, Marquesa of Barcelona. Oh, poor Jacqueline of Jameau has been disqualified due to indiscreet behavior. Here's Mirabelle house mistress to Marquesa Chalons. Marie Allard Hure, House of Hure. Princess Camille Angeletta of Belcoloni. Clotilde Delphine, House of Kammer and Reinhardt. And Shali Belafonte, Countess of Gugli-Kessner. The end of the week has arrived. Who will our bachelor select? Fourth runner-up, third runner-up, second runner-up, first runner-up, and drum roll, who will it be? The winner, Miss Lacey Greenleaf. Thank you so much for your attention. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed the program on Casanova today. If you're not already a member of UFDC, but you're thinking you might like to become one, please go to the membership section at ufdc.org and read all about it. We have online clubs, we have members at large, and membership is $43 a year. So sign up, and when you do, be sure you tell them Karen sent you. We'll see you next time.